Yeah. Okay, so welcome everyone. Our first guest at the Cup of Joy live show is Jeremy Devins. I'm so excited to have him here. He's an amazing yoga instructor in Austin, Texas, and doing some really awesome stuff. So welcome, Jeremy. How's it going?
Great, thank you. I'm grateful to be here.
Thanks. So I just wanted to see if you could tell a little bit about yourself. Like, how did you get into yoga?
Well, I guess the sort of interesting way is I was browsing through public access channels when I was a teenager on TV, and I saw this guy doing this weird movement stuff on TV, and it turns out it was Qigong. And I just started following along with this guy. He's like, move your arms over here and do this. Hello, everybody. I see you're posting here. So I was like, all right, I'll just try this out. I don't know. I'm not doing anything else. I was like just a teenager, nothing to really do anyway. So I followed along with this guy's video, and I just felt amazing. Like I felt this change in my body, like this energetic change, like this awareness of my body that I never had before. I was like, this is pretty cool.
Wow.
And then that got me into like exercise and fitness and like working out. And then eventually to joining a gym. As soon as I was 18 and could join a gym, I joined a gym. And then I would see the yoga classes going by all the time, like, oh, I don't know, maybe that's not for me. And I would see there's all women in the classes. I was like, is this just like a women's class? I don't know if I could even join it.
Yeah.
But then I was like reading about meditation and yoga and doing meditation and finding that really helpful. And I realized like yoga is basically just moving meditation. So with that perspective, I was like not afraid to go to the class, and found out it was all genders, so I was not excluded. And it turned out to be a vinyasa class that was really challenging and way more than I thought what yoga was. I thought it was just stretching and kind of a waste of time. And I realized like it's a mindfulness practice, it's a meditation. It can be strengthening, it could be stretching, it could be anything, but it's all about embodiment. And that felt amazing to me, and it got me out of the depression I was going through at the time. It just totally transformed my health, my diet, everything in my life. Yes, yoga is awesome. I totally agree. And I started doing it every day after that, and it was a couple of years I did teacher training, and never would have thought I'd become a teacher, but now 10 years later, here I am.
That's awesome. That's great. Wow. So what do you think that like has been the most impact along the way, like learning and becoming an instructor and stuff, the biggest takeaway?
The main thing, and this is mainly what I teach and practice, is Sthira Sukha Asana. And you got a friend there who really likes you, huh?
Yeah, he's feisty right now. He didn't have his morning cuddles.
But to know, like, just like that, you know, sometimes we have these moments where we're more tense, more contracted, more sthira, and there's times when we're more ease, more sukha, and basically to just have approval and acceptance and understanding of these cycles of life. Every inhale has to have an exhale. Hey, Sachi. Sachi's someone I work with who's in my teacher training. Good to see you.
Hi, Sachi.
So really this Sthira Sukha Asana is like the main lesson I've taken away from yoga. Like things are cyclical. Like right now in the world, there's this massive contraction happening, and sickness and death and loss and the crash of the stock market and people at home. Like it's a massive contraction. Mm-hmm. That just means to me that we've had a lot of expansion, and like the stock market's expanded like crazy for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have another expansion in the future. So it's just like these cycles, right? So knowing that life is cyclical, knowing our bodies have these different energies in us that we can work with, and knowing that like right now it's a contraction and it's not going to end there. Like it's going to expand again at some point in the future.
Right.
And sometimes my body is tense. Like some days, like, oh, I can't use my knee. The next day it's fine, right? So I just know that, like I'm not going to try to force myself or push through things. I'm going to know there's a cycle and be okay with that cycle.
Yeah, that's really great. That's a wonderful point. And I've noticed that too. Like one day in yoga, I'll be doing all the like arm and hand foot balances and all this stuff and feeling so strong. And then like the next day my knee is hurting and like I can't like get as deep, or I'm like, ugh, you know, and it's just like this give and take. But yeah, we've always had these fluctuations in our world, in ourselves, in our lives. So yeah, I think that that's a really great thing to point out, especially since right now it's causing a lot of anxiety in people, and like what's gonna happen. Like I don't think it'll ever get to like the post-apocalyptic like thing, you know, like we're all gonna get through this. We all actually needed this reset. Like a lot of people I'm talking to, like they sound happier, they look healthier, they, you know, they look like they've slept and
Yeah.
you know, like rested. So I feel like also this is waking up a lot of companies to like, how are we doing our business? Do we actually need people to come in? Is this 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, really a thing? You know, so I think that this is a blessing overall. Like obviously it's terrible that people are dying and stuff is going on. This is so crazy, yes, but at the end of the day, there is also so much to take from it and so much we're going to grow from it. So
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, great. So what kind of practice do you have for us today, Jeremy?
All right. Well, since everybody's chiming in here, if anyone has any requests of any things they want to focus on today, you can type that in the comments in the next 20 seconds or so we're not waiting too long. But if you have any requests for anything yoga-wise, meditation-wise you'd like to do, I'd love to see that in the comments.
Yeah, let us know how you guys are like feeling in your bodies and what you're needing today. If you have any specific requests. Trying to figure out how to film. No, I'm just taking pictures. Trying to get like my second camera set up here.
Yeah.
All these like fun like I almost said logistics, so I guess logistics, but all the electronics that all of a sudden every teacher like in the world is all of a sudden having to figure out how to live stream.
Yeah.
And get all of this stuff together. Cool.
But otherwise we'll just do like a simple practice. We'll have about 20 minutes or so.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, well, here we go. All right.
So yeah, I was thinking we'd do a practice based on this, what I was talking about, sthira and sukha, of contracting and releasing throughout the whole body. So we'll do some things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
So let's just start by finding a comfortable seated posture. Right. So find a comfortable seated posture, shoulders slightly down together on your back. Find a little length in your spine. And you can either close your eyes or let your eyes rest on a single spot in front of you. Notice your breathing and start to take a little bit slower, deeper breaths down to your lower belly. And notice the little pause in your breathing between each inhale and exhale. There's a little pause. And that little pause is an opportunity to become aware of these cycles. So you can notice we just ended an expansion, we're moving into a contraction, and vice versa. So just noticing that little pause between each expansion and contraction is a way to bring your mind into the present moment. And I will take that same awareness into physical posture, starting with your hands on your knees and rounding your back as you exhale into a sort of cat shape. And as you inhale forward into a sort of cow shape, lifting your heart. A few times with your breath, exhaling back and inhaling forward. And then find neutral, somewhere in between the expansion and contraction, neutral spine. Now walk your left arm out to your left and your right arm overhead into a side bend. And you can add a little rotation of your ribs down or up if you want. Any sort of variation of this. So right now, one side of your body is contracting, the other side is lengthening. Just noticing you can have space for both of these qualities in yourself. And then we'll come over to the other side, side bend, same thing. You can add the rotation down or up if you want. You can move, you can stay still. And notice how you have, at the same time, both some contraction on one side of your body, expansion on the other side. And then we'll come back to center, neutral spine, and over to hands and knees. And start to make any movements in your spine that feels good here in all directions. Forward, back, side to side. Listening to your body. Just checking in with how you feel. And then we'll come to a neutral spine, finding the center again, to cow pose, extending the spine, lifting the heart, this expansive quality here in the spine to reach your arms forward like a Y into a puppy dog pose or anahatasana, the heart chakra pose. Your forehead can come down or your chin down. And we'll hold and breathe here. Now we'll turn this into a twist. Left arm underneath into a twist, left shoulder down, left side of your head down. And you could stay just like that, or extend your right leg back and press into your foot. To deepen the twist, it's a different angle if you want. Now as you hold here, breathe more three-dimensionally, not just the front of the lungs, but the back and the sides as well. And we'll untwist back to center, over to the other side. Same thing. So here, creating more contraction in the body, more containment of energy. You can extend your left leg back and press into your foot if you want, a different angle with this. And again, breathing three-dimensionally, finding some space, some room for expansion within this very contracted posture. And we'll untwist back to center. Hands and knees to downward facing dog. And you can bend one knee at a time, easing into down dog. Shift your weight a little side to side. We'll come back to the center and step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Here we'll move with the breath. Again, a sort of wave of expansion and contraction as you inhale into the lunge, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, half splits, rounding your back. A few times with your breath, inhale forward and exhale back. Doesn't matter how far you go, just that you feel this wave of motion, this expansion and contraction energy in your body. Next time you come forward, we'll stay there in the lunge, and you could stay just like that, or come down, more emphasis on stretching, hands down, elbows bending, maybe to an elbow, or arms up in Anjaneyasana, low lunge. You can make this more active by pushing down through the left top of your foot. So you're creating more activation of the quads there if you want to do that. So more active, more engaged, or deeper stretching, deeper flexibility if you want that. Or somewhere in between. Listen to your body. Now we'll all lower the hands down and come back to the half split, starting to straighten the right leg any amount. The knee could be bent here. If you're a little more tense today, keep the knee bent. Any amount, straightening the right leg and folding over the leg. And here, you can make this more sthira, more activation by digging your heel down and back. So sort of, as if you're trying to drag your heel back towards your tail, but the floor is in the way. If you want to emphasize more of the flexibility, just don't do that. You just have your leg more straight and fold over the leg. So in almost any pose, you can emphasize either the sthira or the sukha qualities, or somewhere in the middle, finding a balance of the two. And then we'll release that, step forward to a forward fold, and your knees can bend here. You can hang out, you can hold the elbows, you can massage the neck. So whatever feels good for you here, a couple of breaths. And we'll lower the hands and step the right knee back and down. And that same little sequence on this side as you inhale forward into the lunge. Exhale back to half splits. A few times with your breath. Not going for your deepest flexibility here. We're just sort of warming up the connective tissue and the joints. And it's again creating that wave of motion, the connection of sthira and sukha, contraction and expansion. Next time you come forward, we'll stay there in the low lunge. And again, you could come down to hands or elbows, or rise up, arms up like a Y or a W, or hands on weights. A couple breaths here in the low lunge. Any version of the lunge you want to do. It's important that every day you listen to your body and adjust your practice to meet where you're at. Some days you want more effort, some days you want more ease, some days a little bit of both. Now we'll all lower the hands down and come back to the half splits. Again, you have options here. You can do the more active version, digging your heel down, or more focus on the flexibility by keeping the leg straight or straightening. And then we'll bring the hands forward and step up again to the forward fold at the front of the mat. Knees can bend. You can hang out here, any version of this, just letting the head be heavy. And then with the bend in your knee, start to roll up your spine to standing. Head comes up last. Arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart in mountain pose. We'll start to move with the breath now. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart, mountain pose. Pausing here and breathing. So as we move now, making this primarily a breathing practice, and that's going to give us more of the sort of benefits we're going for here, getting more into a sukha state towards the end of our practice. So the main thing is the breath, and then the movement follows the breath. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway up, long spine. Exhale, plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, tops of feet. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches back. Exhale, forward, low lunge, left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower hands, plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, forward, little lunge, right knee down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, lower hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plank pose. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, forward lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower hand, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Hold here. Bring your right hand just a little forward from center for side plank. So when you stack your feet and come onto side plank, your arms at a 90-degree angle with your body. Left arm could reach up. Left leg could lift here if you want a little more. And back to plank. Other side. Left hand a little forward from center, side plank. Right arm can lift, right leg can lift. You could also lower your left knee here. And back to center. All the way down to your stomach for locust pose. Heart lifts, hands lift, arms reach back. Legs slightly bend here to activate hamstrings. And point your toes to activate your calves. Shoulder blades together and down, activating the shoulders and the back. Straight arms to activate your triceps. So the whole back of your body strengthening here, contracting. And release your hands back to downward facing dog. And the whole body, back of the body now lengthening. Step your right foot forward and come into warrior two. Back heel down, arms reach out like a T, and hold and breathe here. Notice if your toes are gripping at all, unclench the toes, finding more sukha and ease in the toes, but more sthira, more stability in the ball and heel of each foot, as if you're trying to pull the mat apart with your feet, or the floor, whatever you're practicing on. Shoulder blades together and down on your back, strengthening the upper back, commonly weak area. And I'll turn your palms up, reach back, reverse warrior. And bring your right forearm to your thigh. For side angle variations, make circles of the left arm, left shoulder, moving around any way that feels good. And wrap your left arm around your back, palm faces away. And you can stay there, or bring your right hand down inside your foot. Bend the elbow to get your shoulder inside your knee. Then reach back to clasp your hands into a bind. Now all release the hands down to the floor, back to plank. Do belly or chaturanga all the way down to your stomach. Into locust or cobra here. And you can do the hands floating, arms back, any version of a back bend here that feels good. Hold and breathe, strengthening the back. And back to down dog. And we'll step the left foot forward, warrior two on this side. Hold and breathe here, arms out like a T. Notice your front knee, make sure it's tracking towards the front middle toes. Shoulder blades together and down on your back. Palms up, reverse warrior, reach back. Side angle, left forearm to thigh, make circles of the right shoulder in both directions. And now wrap your right arm around your back. Stay there or move towards a bind. Left shoulder inside the knee to reach back to clasp the hands. And we'll all release the hands down. Come all the way down to the stomach and reach your left arm straight out in line with your shoulder to the side like a T and roll onto your left side. Right foot lands behind you and stay there or wrap your right arm around your back. And then we'll come over to the other side, belly first, and reach your right arm straight out to the right. Roll onto your right side, left foot lands behind you, maybe your left arm wraps around your back. So we're going from the effort, the strength of the stuff we did with the arms before this, like down dog and chaturanga, to now the ease, sukha, the lengthening, and the muscles respond really well to being contracted and then lengthened. And then we'll come back down to the center. And here on the belly, either half bow pose, bending your left knee and reaching with your left hand to grab the foot, keeping your right forearm base, or both knees bent, grabbing both feet in bow pose. If you're just grabbing the left foot, stay there for a moment. And now switch to the right foot. If you got both legs, stay there. If you got one leg, stay on the right foot for a moment here, breathing. And for all of us now, let that go and release. And just rest on your belly. You can either stack your hands, rest your head on your hands, or arms beside you, turn your head to one side. And notice the sort of release of effort from your body all the way down from the head to the toes. Your inhales, the belly naturally expanding into the floor. And your exhales, the belly softening, and the whole body softening, bringing more sukha and ease into your body. So we move in like a wave, right? So we increase the effort and the activation of the body. Now we start to bring it down. We bring the hands under your shoulders and come up to your hands and knees. And again, move your spine any way that feels good. Like before, maybe you feel a little less stiff, a little more fluid in your body now. Able to be strong and flexible. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. And step your right foot forward to turn out to your left into a wide-legged forward fold. And here you could have your hands under your shoulders, or if your hands don't quite reach the floor, you could have your hands on books or a chair or something nearby. If you're more flexible, you might walk your hands back or do any other variation of this that you like. Have a couple of breaths here. Head below the heart. This really stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the sukha qualities, bringing more ease, less effort into the body. And now wherever you're at, bring your hands under your shoulders and start to bend into one knee side to side. If your hands don't quite touch the floor, you can have your hands on your thighs instead here. Moving a little side to side. And bring your shoulders into this as well, a little rotation in the upper back. You might need to bring your feet a little closer to do that. And we'll come back to the center, to heel toe the feet in a step or two closer down to Malasana, low squat. Either the heels are down or heels lifted. Hands can be on the floor to help you balance, or hands at your heart. Find a little length in your spine here. Shoulders slightly down and back. And then use your hands now behind you to lower down to your tail and bring your feet together, knees apart, and bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. You can fold over the legs here or stay sitting up tall. Or if you've done this pose a lot, like me, and this one's a little easier for you, you could have your legs out like a wider V shape, like a 90-degree angle, in the wide-legged seated forward fold. Couple breaths here, wherever you're at. And then we'll start to come back up to sitting and cross-legged or kneeling, whatever is comfortable for you. Finding a comfortable seated posture. Coming back to the meditation we started with, just noticing your breath. Notice how you feel, maybe a little less tense in your body. But notice your spine, your skeleton, maybe a little more stability in the spine, maybe a little more strength in the muscles. And notice that little pause between each inhale and exhale as a reminder to come into the present moment. As you tune into this rhythm of your breath, you might even notice the rhythm of your heartbeat. And maybe the waves of the mind have slowed down a little bit. The chitta, the waves, the disturbances of the mind. And when we can observe these cycles and these waves, we come more in touch with the true self within us, the part of us that's not going to be affected by the weather or the cycles or the ups and downs. It's more neutral, it's observing, it's present, it's a quieter, still, calm voice. And as you move through the rest of your day, letting that voice guide you. And when it gets drowned out by media or distractions or noises, taking a moment to just pause and notice your breath, to come back to listening to your true self. So we'll take a moment to just close our yoga meditation practice with the hands together at the heart, bowing the thinking mind to that true self, the heart, the wisdom within each of us. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.
Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Wow.
Yeah, thank
It's
you. My
amazing
pleasure.
how like such a yeah, it's amazing how such like a simple short practice can like heat your body up so much, get your breath like moving, and then I loved like just the winding down at the end, relaxing into it. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. My
Yeah.
pleasure.
Does anybody have any questions for Jeremy? Is there? I can't see my screen right now, so I don't even know who's commenting. But yeah, so thank you again so much. Like again, Jeremy is one of my favorite instructors here in Austin. I think with this practice, you can see why. But yeah, Jeremy, please tell them how they can find you. I know you have a podcast and a YouTube channel, but where can they go to find all that information out?
Yeah, so everyone here on Instagram, just follow me at jeremy.quietmind. And I have a weekly yoga practice podcast called Quiet Mind Yoga on Spotify and Apple and everywhere. And my website is quietmind.yoga, where you can see all the stuff I'm doing. And I actually just did an interview with Joy last week about teaching online. And that is on my other podcast called the Yoga Teacher Training Podcast. But all of that is on my website, uh, quietmind.yoga, and all on my Instagram page. You can see a link to that, jeremy.quietmind.
Awesome. And then you're doing teacher training, correct? You're like actually offering teacher training online?
Yep, this is the second class just started. So registration closed
Hello.
yesterday, fall
Did you cut out?
2020.
I'm sorry, I think you cut out. When is it?
Oh, yeah, so it's happening now. The registration just closed yesterday for the teacher
Okay.
training, but there was another one in the fall that's also, it's all online. That's how I've been doing it anyway, so it's perfect.
Oh, great. Yeah. And then when do the podcasts come out? Is it like every day on a certain week or whatever? I mean,
Every Sunday is the yoga one,
okay.
and then every Tuesday is the teacher training podcast.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all coming for yourselves and learning something new and getting to know Jeremy. Please go check out his Instagram, his YouTube, his website, podcast, all that. He has so much amazing information to offer all the time. He's just like a wealth, a world of knowledge. So please go follow him, check him out, tell your friends about him, especially like girls, if you got some boyfriends that are like, aren't you tough for yoga? Take them to Jeremy's page and show them a thing or two about what yoga means. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jeremy. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye.